Here in Parliament Street, and here come the Talladega College Great Tornado Band. Here they are, they've entertained all along the route under the direction of Adrian Thompson, who you met a while ago.
Oh, get ready. And the Talladega Great Tornado Band from Talladega College, one of the proud HBCUs. And for those of you not in America who don't know what that means, those are historically black colleges and universities. They brought over 180 people to London for these 6 days, and they have been loving every second of it. And the crowd has been loving every second of them, Bob.
They are unbelievable. I tell you what, if ever you want to be woken up nicely but loudly on a New Year's morning, they are the absolute perfect medicine for it. They're absolutely brilliant.
You won't even need a cup of coffee if you've got them in the room.
No, actually, that reminds me. I haven't had one yet. Never mind. Let's get on with that in a moment.
Well.
Anyway, they will be leaving the arena any second now, and following them are those ceremonial historic carriages that we were talking about earlier. The first one there's Stephen Batt. He is the mace bearer to the Lord Mayor of the city of Westminster, and the Lord Mayor is in the first carriage there. They'll be passing through the arena very shortly. There she is, Lord Mayor Councillor Patricia McAllister, enjoying her year of office as the Lord Mayor of the city of Westminster. Followed in the next carriage and the next landau by Matt Burrows, who is the Deputy Lieutenant of the Royal Borough of Greenwich, representing the Lord Lieutenancy. And in just a moment now, we're going to see the third carriage, which carries the chairman of the London Mayors Association, Steve Summers, who is accompanied today by the Deputy Speaker of the House of Commons. If you like, that's the chairman of the House of Commons, or the deputy chairman.
Absolutely, and it isn't just about performers and drummers and cheerleaders. It's also about the City of London, and
absolutely,
and everyone that comes together to take care of this most wonderful city in the world.
And here come some of the most important people in those boroughs. Here we have the Toot bus, also a very important part of London, because it takes all the visitors to our city, around the city, very safely and in a very green way with their electric buses. And on this bus today we have no fewer than 26 of the mayors, or the borough mayors, the civic mayors of London's boroughs. Also on there I can see parade patron Duncan Sands, who is the great-grandson of Sir Winston Churchill, and Cathy Longworth, a former Lord Mayor of the City of Westminster, who is also a parade patron. So 26 mayors of the London boroughs, making a pretty resplendent sight on New Year's Day there.
Any excuse to break out the ceremonial robes, am I right, Bob?
And here, you are, Daisy, but what a contrast to ceremonial robes we've got now.
Indeed. Let's get some cheerleading going on. It's time.
Want to
Well done, cheerleaders. Keeping the crowd happy. Well, the crowd's already happy. Honestly, the crowd might be keeping them happy at this point. We have so many smiling faces from all over the world lining the streets of London today. What a celebration.
Daisy, I think it's all mutual. You know, everybody is keeping everybody else super happy.
I think you're right, boss.
Here's another fantastic band making its way through the start now. But following those cheerleaders into the performance arena, we'll soon be greeting that other band from Alabama.
That's right.
Meanwhile, can't work out quite who that is at the moment. I'll see in a moment, making their way around Piccadilly Circus and down into Regent Street, St James.
And of course, a lot of these marching bands are accustomed to marching in football games or, you know, in local pageants. But to be able to come all the way across the world is very, very special.
Absolutely. I always make this joke about American marching bands, actually, and football, because I don't really understand American. Anyway, let's break off from that for a moment.
I'll explain it to you.
Thank you very much. The Huntsville High School Crimson Panther Marching Band.
Go Crimson Panthers.
Well, the Huntsville High School Marching Band, under the direction of Stuart Tankersley, superb director. They've come from Huntsville, Alabama, of course, and they just played there, as I'm sure you all recognise, Living on a Prayer by John Bon Jovi, arranged by Paul Murtha, that particular version. And now we're going back to see Joe and Swazi, who had a few moments with the Mini Mopes Club drivers a little earlier this morning.
Swazi?
Okay.
Swazi, I'm standing on a
I'm
moke.
hanging on for dear life.
We are currently standing on a mini moke going down Piccadilly.
We are, and we've got a very good driver here. So, what's your name?
Robin.
Robin. Happy New Year, Robin. How are you feeling today?
Yeah, great, thank you. Yeah.
You've got 2 new guests. How do you feel about us crashing your car?
Yeah, no problem.
No problem.
I've got to say right now, you're doing this way better than I am, because I'm terrified. Not going to lie to you, absolutely terrified.
No, but the vibe is very, very cool here. I think we're coming up to even more madness, so let's go.
Let's go.
Well, that's really the only way to travel if you're here at the London New Year's Day Parade. My goodness, Joe and Swazi are getting into all the good stuff down there, aren't they? And let's see, is this our Redbridge float?
I think this is last year's winners, the London Borough of Redbridge, coming into the finale arena. They'll be passing straight through. What have they done this year, Daisy? Do we know?
Yes, as you can see, this year it's called The Planet. You know, Redbridge is surrounded by parks. It is just surrounded by greenery, and they have brought the world to them. As you can see right there, partying up on the float. They are representing the planet this year, and as you had said earlier, they are last year's winners, and they brought it again this year.
Well, I'm very pleased to see that mini mope that Joe and Swazi were on just now has survived, and it's making its way along the parade route. Nothing against Joe and Swazi there, but I mean, you know, got to be careful. And just behind them, we got this great Park Vista band, which we were talking about earlier. We're going to be seeing the striking Cobras in the arena in not too long now.
That's right.
First time in London.
And it's so fun to see all of these different schools in their school colors, you know, representing their teams and their schools so very proudly.
Well, you got a glimpse of a banner there shouting about Costa Rica. Costa Rica is this year part of the Carnival del Pueblo entry. But interestingly, next year, and it's a bit early to be talking about next year yet, but next year we've got a fabulous band from Costa Rica coming from La Fortuna. But that's another story, and there's a lot more to go this year yet.
But you see what that says? That says there are already people preparing for next year to be here because they are that excited.
Absolutely. Look at those crowds there at Piccadilly Circus. There we are, Downing Street. I wonder if Mr. Sunak is at home today. If he is, he should be coming out here. Exactly.
And there you can see some more of the Red Bridge costumes there of the planet. And we've got our Bobby coming up to say hello to us pretty soon, Bob, behind us.
All right, well, in a short while now, I think we're going to be getting the another band in the arena. But before we get to our next band, let's go and talk to Joe, who I think might be with a pearly king and maybe even a queen. Who knows?
Oh, I hope so.
Clive! Sorry, Swazi, this is Clive from the...
Hello, how are you?
I'm great, mate. Lovely to see
Happy
you.
New Year!
Have a look at all the pearlies out, look.
Oh, they look great, don't they?
We're mob handed today, mob handed. We come from all over the place. Come down from all up north, we come down, special occasion just to be here.
Oh, just to be here, we wouldn't want
Now,
you.
most important question, have you sang? Maybe it's because I'm in London yet.
Yes, we actually got it playing in the back of the wagon there. but old Chesley's giving us a bit large, we can't hear him. And then we got a marching band behind us here. Yeah. But we're having a great time. We meet a load of people. It'd be wonderful. How about this, look? Hey, right, old taxis
Well,
out.
Clive, thank you so much. Have an amazing parade.
Thank
and
you.
we'll see you down the bottom.
Catch you later.
Oh, London's New Year's Day parade wouldn't be London's New Year's Day parade without the pearly kings
It
and queens,
really
would it?
wouldn't.
They really do bring, well, they're what London is all about, quite honestly. But of course, you must never forget what they do for charity. The huge amounts of money that they raise for it. They're basically a charitable
They
organisation.
really are. They really are. And as resplendent as they are in their individualized, by the way, coats and dresses and things, each one is completely individual. They really are about service and charity at the end of the day. And it's a beautiful message to be sending out on the first of the year.
All presented in a unique London way, which I think is fantastic.
I hope we'll be doing the Lambeth Walk a little bit later, because I fancy a bit of, oi!
Okay. Yep, I'll join you.
Make that happen, Bob.
Now, I think any moment now we should be seeing the Key West High School marching conks in the arena. But before we get to them, we have another Florida band. Gracious me, where people have fled from the warmth this year to the chilly London, which is very sort of warms your heart anyway.
It really does. And I don't blame them. There's nowhere better to be.
This is the A. Crawford Mosley, known as Mosley High School Band from Lynn Haven in Florida, which is on the Panhandle, on the peninsula there, quite near Panama City. Well, you know that, Daisy, because
I do, but what a lot of people don't know is that you go to all of these places. You are meticulous about picking the right band, just the right field, just the right kids to come over from across the world, and indeed a lot of the other performers worldwide as well. But you get to every single one of these. You know them personally.
I do indeed, especially this lot. Great. Key West High School marching conks. There we go. Key West High School Marching Corps, terrific rendition
of One Way or Another, wasn't it?
It was One Way or Another,
Yeah.
and Debbie Harry, of course. That's what I was trying to think of.
I love how they're sort of dancing along with themselves, by the way.
Actually, when I went to see this group to invite them to come to London, they did a wonderful load of stuff for us. And the best thing they did was Eleanor Rigby, which they played, I think, along the parade route. But One Way or Another there was absolutely fantastic. So, I think any moment now we can go back and see Joe and Schwazi again.
Yes, we can. I think they're with Agnes and Donna from Kangoo Jump. So let's jump on down to them.
Absolutely.
Okay, we've got nothing on our feet, but we have got the amazing people who are jumping around crazy on New Year's Day. Hello to Agnes, hello.
Agnes, hello, how are you? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Talk to me about what all of this is about.
This is have fun getting fit and everyone can join our classes.
Even Joe.
No, I'm jumping.
Wow.
So what's your name?
My name's Donna.
Donna.
Hi, Donna.
Thank you for being here. Look, I'm trying. I'm sort of
We're trying to
dancing,
start.
you know.
We're trying.
Guys, we're going to let you carry on jumping down, all right?
We're going to jump out that
See
way.
a little bit. Thank you.
And you know, I almost wore sneakers like that today.
Did you?
Well, you know.
Well, you could have joined the Kangoo Jumpers then, couldn't you?
I feel like I would be getting my steps in, for sure. Absolutely.
You're better off in here, Daisy. It's warm.
It is warm and cozy in
More
here. We
varsity
are happy.
All-Americans.
High School Choir!
Another band making that turn there at the bottom of Regent Street, St James, just going to be walking along there and coming up and be confronted by Nelson's
Welcomed
column,
by,
136 feet high. And you know, Nelson's column is surrounded by 4 lions, Lancia lions, the sculptor. And there's this old rumor that those lions will come alive if Big Ben strikes 13 times. And one of our parade patrons, when he goes to talk to this group, Duncan Sands, he always says, just listen out carefully to see if Big Ben is striking 13 times when you get to Trafalgar Square. And if it does, no good advice except maybe run for your life.
Run for your life, yes, as fast as you can.
Exactly.
As fast as you can. Well, they certainly are iconic, and I will now be counting next time I hear Big Ben, just to make sure. Although I will say my favorite number is 13, so I wouldn't mind that.
Here we go with the Park Vista High School Striking Cobra Marching Band. We were talking about them earlier.
We were.
There they go. The first time in London, as I said before, for Park Vista Striking Cobra Marching Band under the direction of Amrutha Muthy, one of our youngest band directors here today, but certainly is going to be going places with this great group of young people from Florida.
Absolutely. And did you know that the music program there is the biggest program at the school? They foster so much music there, and that just fills my heart with joy.
Well, as we heard from Tim Lautzenheiser just now, just how important music is to all of us in our lives, and obviously that school's taken it very much on board. We are back at the start. They're still obviously going to be coming through the start there for quite a long time yet, probably for another hour or so.
Well,
before
what must
they
it be
meander their way
like
down
for the acts that are still waiting to come in, Bob? What must that be like for them? Because they're waiting, the anticipation has got to be growing with every single minute.
Yeah, I should think they're probably excited, but I just remember talking to one of the young ladies from a group that we had a few years back, and I said, what's it in that exact same position, you know, what is it like just before you step out onto that route? She said, well, very exciting, but mostly nervous.
Yes, yes, and then as soon as you start playing those few notes, then it all comes back and you can just enjoy. They've been practicing for so long, rehearsing for months. They all know what they're doing, but like you say, a little bit of stage fright before coming into to the main dance.
But it evaporates by the time they get down to the
absolutely.
arena there, and they just want to have fun and enjoy themselves.
And you can really appreciate with this shot how close the crowd is able to get on certain parts of the route to all of our performers. And they can really feel the drums, feel the brass, feel the dancing.
Yeah, because I mean, more often than not, these bands will be performing 6, 7, maybe even more abreast on those wide thoroughfares you seem to have in the United States of America. But here, you know, they have to squeeze down sometimes to 4 abreast to navigate their way around this route. I see today they're mostly managing 5s actually, which is pretty good.
It sure is.
There's that other Florida group we were talking about just now, the one from
Mosley
the Panhandle.
High School.
Yep.
And we've left Florida for just a moment and gone all the way up to New Hampshire, up in the extreme northeast of the United States.
They're not going to be worried too much about the temperature here in London today.
This is balmy for them.
It's particularly
this is tropical for them.
Absolutely so.
There they go, folks. Poles in the London New Year's Day parade for the first time.
They heard again one of our street commentators there, and telling us that we're going to be seeing the Polish community represented, the Polish community in London represented fairly soon. Hinsdale Central marching band making its way along Piccadilly, having just come through the start, making its second appearance in London, under the direction of Matt Korinsky.
And how happy does it make you when we have what I would lovingly call repeat offenders?
Well, every now and then we call them recidivists, but that's another story.
But it must make you so happy to see people wanting to come back.
It's wonderful when they come back. We love them when they come back, and you know, more often than not they do, because they just thoroughly enjoy themselves here. It's not just the parade, it's being in London, it's being Londoners for a week, and it's coming to see all the wonderful things this great city has to offer. Probably one of the greatest, if not the greatest city in the world.
There's no doubt about it. It is the greatest city in the world, and to be part of the London New Year's Day Parade family means a lot to these acts.
And here we have the Slippery Rock University Marching Pride Band under the direction of Jonathan Helmick. What a terrific group, Slippery Rock University Marching Pride. Jonathan Helmick, a director who should be very proud of his achievements with the band and the whole group's performance today. Absolutely fantastic. Make Me Smile was the number, and it certainly made the whole crowd smile.
No question about that. Me too, me too. Before that, the London Borough of Havering came through with their Thunder and Lightning. So if you saw that come through, that's who they were. Very much into charity again, and making music accessible to young and old alike. every age represented, every kind of person represented, every color represented. There's nowhere better on New Year's Day, Bob.
No, there isn't. There isn't. So much fun, so much music. It never lets up. There's never a quiet, dull moment in this parade. Catawba Ridge coming down Lower Regent Street, or no, never get that right. Regent Street, St James. You see, I'm so old, Daisy. I just called it Lower Regent all the time.
That's the traditional name.
That's what its real name is for me. Here comes another one of our balloons. Which one is this one? I can't quite work it out. It's a cheerleader. It must be a cheerleader. I think they're pom-poms in the hands, don't you think?
We can just hear, there he is, the one and only Chesney Hawks. See what I did there, Bob?
I thought that was excellent. There he goes, Chesney Hawks. He said to us the other day, this is and he's been around for a while and he's played some pretty big gigs in his time, but he said this is probably the biggest audience I will ever have had, and it's great to have him with us today. You know, it's a phenomenal song, that one and only. It really is.
It really is an international hit. Everybody knows it, and he has been talking all week about how excited he is to be here today and to be celebrating the first day of 2024 with all of us.
Well, a thoroughly nice guy as well, great performer, and we wish him well for the future. And I think he's got a new album coming out fairly soon, so
I think
go
he
and buy
does.
it.
Just
Anyway,
keep your ears open.
We ought to find out what other people think. It's all very well everybody hearing us say how wonderful this all is for us,
Indeed.
but I wonder what the crowd's thinking of it. And I think Joe and Swazi may have somebody.
1930. He had a suit made totally covered in pearl buttons.
Not quite yet, so we're still getting the opinion of the person in the crowd up there on Piccadilly. But
Live TV.
there we go. We're now looking at the Londonderry High School marching Lancers making their way down Whitehall before making their keynote performance here in the arena. Their director is a guy called Serge Bolio, and
Jem Steinbrenner Marching High School Warrior Brigade. And you know, their high school senior Josh Broyles said it is a big honor to travel across the globe from their little humble high school up in Lutz to really make their name known. They would never have had the opportunity otherwise. They were meant to be here in 2020.
I know.
And they are 4 years happier today. Trust me.
Well, we all know what happened in 2020. It was meant to be here for January the 1st, 2021, but of course that would have been meant coming here in 2020. And we all know what happened then. But of course, London's New Year's Day parade continued. We have not missed
That's
a beat.
right.
Because in 2020 we were a fantastic, or 2021 I should say, we were a fantastic studio-based show, TV show, hour-and-a-half special.
That's right.
And then the year after that we did a mini parade, an event that was just in an arena like the one we have here with us today. And
You
that was a
can't
2.5
keep the London New Year's Day parade
can't
down.
Keep it
You
down.
can't do it.
You can't get rid of it, come what may, whatever you do. There's our Polish community just passing by the Christmas tree on Waterloo Place there, opposite the Sofitel Hotel, and the Grand Old Duke of York statue.
You can see in traditional dress there and proudly waving their flags to the crowd, who are happily waving back and welcoming them down these streets of London. Nelson watching on.
Welcome to London's New Year's Day Parade. Their director of band, Douglas Cobras. Here they are. Take it away, guys.
Oh, I just caught a brief glimpse there of an act called Boogie Storm. Anyway, let's watch this, Bam. Yeah. There you go, Crawford Mosley High School, the sound of the Southland marching band all the way from Florida. So many Floridian bands today, but it's fantastic. They're all very, very good. That band's under the direction of Douglas Dobos, and they, of course, were playing there the Elton John song, Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting. And so as they move off and having completed their walk along the parade route now, we're seeing one of the great favourites of the parade, the Faki marching band from the Congo. And they'll be a real treat when they get down into the arena eventually. That was a quick glimpse of Hinsdale, and then now look at the donkeys.
Well, you know I look forward to the Donkey Breed Society. You know I can't help myself. They are just so adorable, and this is a charity dedicated to the education of preventing cruelty and improving the lives of all the donkeys that come into their care.
They do indeed.
They also teach people how to take care of their own donkeys, because it's kind of a specialized animal to have. And is there anything more adorable? I don't think so.
No, there certainly isn't. I think everyone needs to know that those donkeys are really well cared for out here on parade. They want to be here. They're enjoying themselves. Anyway, who we got now?
Getting a lot of love.
We've now got a Londonderry High School marching band. Wow, there we go. That was the Londonderry High School Lancer Marching Band, all the way from New Hampshire. They're ones who aren't worried about the temperature here in London today, under the direction of Serge Beaulieu, I should say, that's how he pronounces it. And they were, of course, playing Motown Opener, composed by Smokey Robinson, arranged by Tom Wallace. Terrific band, first time in London, and we would absolutely love to have them back. We've got some great American high school and college marching bands here today, and we also have some great high school and college band directors, and there's nobody greater in our book than Paula Kreider, who's Professor Emerita at University of Texas, having been the highly acclaimed band director of their superb marching band, the University of Texas Marching Band. So, Paula, delighted that you're here with us today, and thank you for being a supporter of the London Parade for so many years. What is it that makes London's New Year's Day Parade special for you?
Well, having spent my whole life working with marching bands, the excitement of seeing marching bands being appreciated by millions of people in this audience is a wonderful experience. I can't think of anything better than coming to one of the world's greatest cities and performing for an appreciative audience. I just love it. It's exciting.
Yeah, do you think the do you think the audiences are slightly more appreciative here in London than they perhaps are in your country, where you see much more of this sort of thing, much more of marching band parades and so on, whereas here we don't have very much of it, as you know?
I think so. I think because it's not the most common thing for people to see, and it's so exciting. And the thing that really, really blew my mind the first time I was here was you had some of your liquid sunshine, and it didn't dent the crowd at all, and the kids loved it. So
well, let's hope we don't get any of that liquid sunshine today. But what would you say to any American or even overseas band from anywhere lucky enough to be invited to London New Year's Day Parade? Would you say come, or perhaps think about it?
Absolutely. When I taught high school all those many years ago and brought groups to the UK, it was the best education the kids could get. So come and you'll enjoy it, and you'll remember it for the rest of your lives.
Thanks, Paula, very much indeed. Enjoy the rest of your parade today and the rest of your time in London, and I hope we'll see you again next year. Thank you so much.
And you know, Bob, something that Paula just said, this goes out to hundreds of millions of people, not just the people on the street, not just people in Britain or people in America. This goes out all over the world.
It does indeed. I think our communications director, Dan Kirkby, who incidentally does a phenomenal job for us every year.
Indeed he does. We love you,
building
Dan.
our crowds and making everybody aware of what's going on. I think he told me that this year's broadcast will reach as many as 340 million homes around the world.
And that's homes. And, you know, each of those homes has, you know, several people in it.
Well, one likes to think so. Who's coming through now? I think we're seeing Carnival del Pueblo.
We are indeed. I always look forward to this band. They really bring the energy, the fun, and of course those Latin rhythms. How can you not move along to the music? And they have their authentic costumes. And by the way, they're celebrating their 25th anniversary this year. So happy anniversary, Carnival del Pueblo. We're so happy to have you here. And of course, they are a charitable organization as well. This is all about charity and service. And speaking of which, Boogie Storm, same thing. Let's go down to Joe and Swazi, who I think is with them, and maybe another special guest. Guys?
Hey! Boogie Storm, what can I say?
I know, hello Joe, how are you?
I'm good, mate. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy 2024. Thank you for inviting us down to this
Woo!
fabulous parade.
Always a pleasure to have you.
Always a pleasure. Your move just now nearly took out Joe.
It did. I was terrified, but loving it at the same time. How are you finding it?
Oh, we absolutely love it. We've been invited down a couple of years. How many times now? 4, Joe? 5?
At least.
We love it. We love the atmosphere. We love the crowd. We love London. And everyone loves Star Wars.
Now, little rumour,
Yeah.
there's someone under this costume, is that right?
There is.
Who's there?
Friends, yep. Let's take your helmets off.
Right, we got to keep walking, Joe. We're going to get knocked over.
Walking.
Right, guys, Happy New Year. Thank you.
Take care.
Well, you said you had a special guest, and you certainly did.
I'm going to probably catch a little drink with those guys after the show today.
Well, I think you should.
I can't decide which is the most handsome. That's the problem.
You should see him dancing. Quite something.
I'm looking forward to
Here
that.
we got some of the Latin community here in London from Carnival del Pueblo. Always huge crowd pleasers, always very colourful, always very entertaining. Finally, you see those Costa Ricans have made it into the arena and are coming through now. But the crowds always love our
They
Latin
do,
American
and I have to
contingent.
say, I so look forward to seeing them. It is always, they bring so much energy, of course, color, vibrancy, and as I said before, those Latin rhythms, and you know, who can resist?
Well, you know, I became an honorary Peruvian earlier today because
What?
we did a little thing on the BBC Breakfast Show with some of the Carnival de Pueblo Peruvian contingent, and they brought Paddington Bear with them.
Oh, and of course Paddington Bear is originally from Peru.
Exactly. But the great disappointment, Daisy, was I kept asking Paddington for a marmalade sandwich. Breakfast time, you know.
Yes.
BBC breakfast time.
Didn't have one.
He didn't have one.
You know why?
What a disappointment.
He had obviously forgotten the Queen's handbag, because we all know that the late Queen kept in her handbag, her famous handbag.
So she said.
Marmalade sandwiches.
Indeed, she produced it.
The only person that she ever divulged that secret to was Paddington Bear.
Exactly so.
And here we have the Borough of Greenwich. Of course, known for its naval history and architecture, and of course, Greenwich Mean Time. That is where it comes from.
And of course, it is. And you caption there didn't say so, but in recent years, I think it was 2012, the Borough of Greenwich became the Royal Borough of Greenwich.
That's right.
The third London borough to have such recognition after the London Borough of Kingston upon Thames, Royal Borough of Kingston upon Thames, and Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea.
Indeed, and representing them today, the 56 Woolwich Squadron RAF cadets, committed to music and performance, and again, service.
Another band from the USA. That's lovely from
Happy New Year!
all the way from Virginia, the Broad Run Marching Spartans under the direction of Mr. Eric Blanks. The band is making its second appearance here in London Tuesday Parade, and of course we're playing the great Freddie Mercury composed song of Queen's, Don't Stop Me Now. Now, any minute now, I think we might be actually able to go to Joe and Swazi and hear something about the crowd reaction.
Yes.
The gentleman from Texas up there. But meanwhile, we're just taking a look at those crazy stunt riders there who are going to be thrilling everybody along the parade route.
International display motorcycle outfit led by father and son.
And now let's go back to my potential stormtrooper boyfriends. Here they are.
There you go.
Let's take a look.
Watch me watch me Boogie Storm.
And it's not every day you see a stormtrooper twerking. Try and say that. A stormtrooper twerking.
I know, I made too many mess ups today already. I'm not going to try that one.
We saw it today, and if you recognize them, you probably saw them in the finals, all the way up to the finals of Britain's Got Talent. So this ain't their first rodeo, but it is their biggest and best rodeo.
Well, I first saw them in 2021 when they came and performed at our studio show, shall we say, when we couldn't because COVID stopped us doing the parade proper, and they came and they just blew me away. I thought they were absolutely wonderful.
Fantastic. And the crowd, such a crowd pleaser too.
And Simon Cowell's favourite too.
Uh-huh.
So there you go.
Well, he has great taste.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Southmore High School marching band at London's New Year's Day Parade.
So here we have another high school band, this time from South Carolina, the Catawba Ridge High School Marching Band, under the direction of Patrick Butler. Oh, weren't they good, actually?
Well done. Well done, Copperheads. Well done.
So that was firework?
It was, absolutely. And you can see that sort of snake skin sort of insignia that they have, and that's, again, why they're called
That's quite
the
a look at that lovely
Copperheads.
smile on that young lady's face. She's enjoyed herself on that parade. Absolutely terrific. Very, very good, Catawba Ridge. Come back and see us sometime. We really liked you.
Many smiling faces, both from the performers and everyone in the crowd, and indeed us here in the booth.
Oh, we're enjoying ourselves. This is great.
Oh, man. Doesn't get any better than this, Bob.
I think that's Hinsdale, marching band from Illinois, making its way down there, making its way down Whitehall.
And you know, as they pass us here, I do get excited when I hear just the drums going by. I love a good drum corps. It just gets the heart going, doesn't it?
Well, the whole of central London for 3.5 hours on New Year's Day just reverberates to that incredible beat. It's
It really
amazing.
does. That looks like a maypole, Bob.
Well, that's got to be one of the borough entries, but I don't know which one yet.
Right. Maybe with some Morris dancers in front, we will be seeing
Here comes another one of our balloons. This is the Cheerleader
There
balloon.
she
You can
is.
tell that by the sort of, well, strange-looking pom-poms on the end of the arms, but there we are. It's a Cheerleader balloon. And that balloon is being carried by the Licking Heights High School Choir. And a quick word about choirs, because we have a choral festival that goes hand in hand with the parade. We think it's only fair that those who have great voices and can use them
Absolutely.
can get to do something at this event. Because there's a week-long concert festival here, and the Licking Heights High School will be singing in our gala finale concert tomorrow night, the 2nd of January, Tuesday the 2nd of January at Cadogan Hall. But now for something completely different. Cheerleaders!
Hooray!
Bring the flame in. I don't know which
bringing it. Our varsity cheerleaders once again delighting the crowd with a little Elvis Presley this time. Everybody loves a little bit of Elvis.
Burning love, absolutely.
Yeah, and Bob, did you know that cheerleading actually began in this country?
Do you know, I didn't know that.
A little more on that later, but yeah, I've got a little history lesson for you about cheerleading.
I did know that past president of the United States of America was a very accomplished cheerleader.
More than one, actually.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Well, I knew W was, but I didn't know any others. So
Yep,
you can let me know.
we're gonna get to it.
Do tell me. So who's this? Oh, gracious me, we've got another band. Straight away, another band. They're coming wonderfully fast. And who's this one? It's the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
That's right, Mansfield, the spirit and pride of Pennsylvania. Well done. The Mountaineers there from the Commonwealth University of Pennsylvania, the spirit and pride of Pennsylvania themselves. And Bob is here sitting with just two of our spirit leaders.
I am indeed. I've got two wonderful, wonderful cheerleaders here from Varsity All-Americans. And let's get a look at you, if we can, in just a second. And then you can tell us your names. Just give us a moment and we'll be with you, hopefully. You never know your luck. How was it anyway out there? Was it great?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing? Are you exhausted after all of that?
Yes, having to run.
How was the crowd for you out there today?
They're wild.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did they really enjoy what you were doing?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay, well now we can see you, so you better tell us who you are and where you come from.
I'm Amira and I'm from Houston, Texas.
I'm Eliana and I'm from Corpus Christi, Texas.
Oh, right, two Texan young ladies.
Yes, sir.
So tell me, it looks like a lot of hard work learning those routines that you have to do, and so how much practice and rehearsal did you do for this one today?
I learned the routine in probably like 2 days, and then we practiced a little bit for a few hours here.
Yeah, it was like all learning on our own, and then we rehearsed one day here.
You mean you could do all of that with just one short rehearsal?
Yeah,
I think that's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Shows you're pretty good. And you are selected from hundreds of thousands of people to come over here. Just a small percentile
Yes,
is
sir.
allowed to come. So yeah, we can see how good you are.
Thank you.
And the most important thing from our point of view is that you enjoy being here, because the
Yes.
crowds obviously enjoy you so
Yes,
much.
sir.
So what have you liked about being in London for the last week?
It's just beautiful here. I've always wanted to come, so it's been my dream. It's amazing.
What do you like best? That's putting you on the
I really
spot,
like
isn't it?
I really like the buildings. The buildings are just beautiful.
Bit older than in Texas, yeah?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, definitely.
I loved the London Eye, and like watching over the whole city was beautiful.
Oh, great. Well, you've got another 24 hours here before you have to go home?
Yes, sir.
Well, enjoy it, and thank you so much
Thank
for your
you.
performance
Thank you
today, and we
very
hope you'll come back one day and entertain us again, or just come and enjoy the show.
Yes, sir.
Thanks very much
Thank
indeed.
you.
Thank you. Where are we now then, Daisy?
Well, you can certainly see why the cheerleaders are so popular. You know, just adorable. And here's Harley Moon Kemp. She is singing Lucky.
Just got another parking fine. My car's on the gas light warning sign. I ain't been paid in weeks, but I'm doing fine. Like to sell your grandpa on me now. good slice of humble pie. Short times have been tough, but baby, I don't mind. Sing along with me. I must be L-U-C-K-Y to have you here by my side. Don't know what I did to deserve it, babe. I must be lucky, yeah. Feeling lucky? I must be L-U-C-K-Y to have you here by my side. It's simple, but it's perfect, babe. I must be lucky, yeah. I love your live from the moment I choose. Say we don't have a couch and the drugs gone too, but at least there's more space to dance in the living room. Woo! When I take a wrong turn to make it right, I've done something good in my last life. Like I opened a fortune cookie with you inside. Who's feeling lucky? I must be L-U-C-K-Y to have you here by my side. Don't know what I did to deserve it, babe. I must be lucky, yeah. Let's do it again. I must be L-U-C-K-Y to have you here by my side. It's simple, but it's perfect, babe. I must be lucky, yeah. When the whole world is upside down, you find a way to stay on top. Hey! When the dark clouds come around, baby, we can just take our clothes off. Take it away, bud. Happy New Year! That's right. L-U-C-K-Y. I must be L-U-C-K-Y to have you here by my side. Don't know what I did to deserve it, babe. I must be lucky, yeah. You got it now, sing along. I must be L-U-C-K-Y to have you here by my side. Don't know what I did to deserve it, babe. I must be lucky, yeah. One more time, let's keep going. I must be L-U-C-K-Y to have you here by my side. It's simple, but it's perfect, babe. I must be lucky, yeah. Woo! Don't know what I did to deserve it, babe. I must be lucky, yeah, yeah. Woo! Thank you. Happy New Year, London.
The beautiful Harley Mooncamp, and you know what? I feel like the luckiest girl here. I have Mr. Parade by my side, and we are enjoying the very first day of 2024.
We are indeed, and I can't think of a better way of spending the first day of any given year.
There is no better way.
And this one is looking really good, and the weather is holding,
It
which is
sure
good.
is.
Always
It sure
good.
is. Fingers crossed.
And the marching bands are still coming out through the parade arch at the start of New Year's Day parade. And so, I think at last we can go and see Joe and
I
Schwazi
think we can.
and hear about what the crowd up there in Piccadilly thinks
Yeah,
of
I'm
the show.
excited to hear it.
So Joe and Schwazi,
We're here with someone very special, Swazi.
Very special.
We are here with Chris and family.
Hey, family.
Now, Chris, I hear you were here 20 years ago.
A little over 20 years ago, yeah.
And can I ask, were you in a band? Were you?
I was in a band. What band was it? It was the Clover Hill Marching Band.
Wow. Can you imagine your dad in the band? What do you think he was wearing?
Now look, most importantly, are you enjoying the parade?
Very much so.
And what's been your favourite thing so far?
I don't really know.
But you're having a good time.
Did you see the jumping girls that had all of those on the... Oh, they were amazing, weren't they? And the cheerleaders. Yes, it was very true.
Well look, thank you so much for coming back.
Absolutely.
You know, even 20 years later.
Definitely.
Oh, amazing.
very
Well, look,
sweet.
Happy New Year, guys. Thank you so much.
Happy New Year.
And young and old alike just loving this parade. I've seen so many little kids waving to the performers and getting in selfies and just really trying to be in the moment but also document the day. You know, they're
Absolutely.
going to
I mean,
have
that
all
was-
of these wonderful memories to look back on.
That was fantastic just now, wasn't it, to hear that there was a father there with his young kids who
and
had
that's
actually
it.
taken part in the parade 20 years ago, Clover Hill High School. I remember it well, unfortunately, but there we
Listen,
go.
people love coming back. Well, and you know, on that note, am I right in saying this is your 38th year doing the London New Year's Day parade?
It is, Daisy, yes.
Congratulations.
Every single one of them. I don't know whether that's a hangable effect
This
or
is
what.
why
I'm not
they
quite
call
sure.
you
There we are.
Mr. Parade.
Thank you very much. It's very
Yes,
kind of you.
congratulations. That is something to be proud of.
There we have the Sutton float, the London Borough of Sutton. They have previously won this competition on a number of occasions. They were a bit miffed last year. They only came third or fourth, I think, but they are really trying very, very hard indeed this year.
They sure are. Look at the record turning around on the side there.
Absolutely.
For those of you that only do streaming, records are what we used to listen to music on.
I remember it very well, Daisy. You've just pointed out how old I must be. Anyway, Sutton, incidentally, is featuring the fact that so many musicians or rock bands actually started their lives, famous people. I mean,
That's
the
right.
Rolling Stones had their first gig in the London Borough of Sutton at the Royal Oak Pub, but that's another story. We'll perhaps get to that later on. That's Faki, the Kimbanguist band that we were talking about a while back. They'll
Yes.
be coming through the arena
And
here
always
soon.
such a crowd pleaser.
They are absolutely superb.
Here we go. Hinsdale Central High School Red Devil Marching Band.
There we go, the Hinsdale Central High School Red Devil Marching Band under the direction of Matt Kurinsky, all the way from Illinois. And they were playing their Grease Lightning, of course, composer Warren Casey and Jim Jacobs, and that arrangement by Michael Brown. That's the second time this band have been to the London New Year's Day Parade, but they have performed all over Europe, all over the world, in fact, under their director Matt Kurinsky. And we are sure we'll see them back in London someday.
Oh, I'm sure. From not far from Chicago, where my dad was from, and I'd like to say to them actually, hashtag Happy Hot Chocolate Friday, which is a thing for them apparently.
Well, as that band there, which we'll find out all about shortly, makes its way around Trafalgar Square and down Whitehall, we're going to go and see what Swazi's up to as she makes her way around the parade route.
Tony, talk to me about today. You're back 2 years later. What's the vibe like?
Oh, well, we came down a couple of years later and we sat down there because of COVID. It was more on the screens than anything.
Yeah.
But we thought we got to come down. We love it so much. We come down and actually see them marching past us. It's fantastic.
Oh, brilliant. Michelle, you're back 2 years later as well. You've got inflatables, you've got dancers, you've got bands. What's not to love?
It's great. I mean, it's a free event. It's New Year's Day. What better way to start the new year? We're absolutely loving it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Dancing stormtroopers.
And he backflipped as well, so, you know.
And we got a good place on the barriers as well.
Do you know what? Can I just say, you've got top spot here, you know. You've done well.
We only just got here. We had to wait for someone to move, but straight away we've got it, didn't we?
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Swazi. Thank you. You seem to be making your way down the parade route now. I think you were down there at Waterloo Place just then. So I guess it's not going to be too long before we're seeing you in the arena here. So we look forward to that, and you can tell us all about how it's been.
And I think that gentleman might go home and buy himself a stormtrooper outfit.
I
I'm
think
not
he
sure.
might.
He seemed a little enamored of them, didn't
you've
he?
got competition.
I think I do. I think I do.
Now there's this one. I think this is one of the Latin American entries, unless I'm much mistaken. But surely it's a borough. Oh dear. Trying to work out what we have. It's the London Borough of Southwark. Well, that explains it all, because there are so many Latin communities represented in the London Borough of Southwark.
Absolutely true. They celebrate drummers, African acrobats, Latin performers, and of course, this is where the Canterbury Tales first starts.
From Lambeth
Southwark.
Palace,
That's
exactly.
right.
Exactly so.
How well they've done with the borough.
Home to Borough Market as well, for those of
Which is a
those of you
wonderful
Londoners
place to
that
go.
fantastic place to go.
Actually, it's one of London's most historic boroughs, is Southwark.
It is. It is recorded in the Doomsday Book, which is very, very old, over 1,000 years old.
This looks like the representation from the Chinese community in London.
It does indeed.
Making their way around Piccadilly Circus, very near to Chinatown right now. I hope they don't make a wrong turn. Keep on the parade route, guys. Keep on coming down towards us.
Well, and the Chinese dragons are always so beautiful and mysterious as they wind their way through these beautiful London streets. And I think especially the kids love to see the Chinese dragons.
They absolutely do, and the lions, and even the pandas. I mean, I think we have some
how
pandas
about some
there.
horses?
Well, this is all the Queen's horses, and all the Queen's horses, I think they're celebrating their, I don't know, I think it must be about their 15th year with us this year at London's New Year's Day Parade. Always spectacular. They dress these horses so beautifully, and I want to stress as well to everybody who's listening, these horses are here because they want to be.
Indeed.
They're beautifully looked after, they are cared for, they are loved by their owners who dress them magnificently and prepare them for this parade. We have vets all over the place. They're in good hands, and they're
Queen
entertaining
Camilla
the crowd.
saw a little glimpse of all the Queen's horses there. I hope so.
There's our Faki Kimbanguis band making its way down Whitehall now, soon be arriving in the performance area here. In fact, they're passing through
Here's
the
something
performance
to
arena.
look for with this band. Look at the age range of the players in this band.
Oh, yeah,
They encourage everyone to join and play an instrument, and they will teach you if you don't know it.
And what's the youngest?
I'm not sure what the youngest is, but really young. Let's see, 7.
7, my
And the
goodness
oldest in their
gracious.
70s.
Yeah. And you know something else about them? I mean, they've got pretty good repertoire, but none of them can read music, including the leader.
So they play it all by ear.
They play it all by ear.
My dad would be proud of that. And you can see a little one there, maybe in his very first parade, but certainly not his last.
Don't they make an absolutely fantastic sound, the Faki band? I mean, no wonder we want them back every year, because I think they're absolutely sensational.
They are absolutely sensational. You are not mistaken.
But as they
my
say,
friend.
now for something completely different, because Joe and Swazi are up to something or other on quad bikes.
They
at the
managed to
other
get
end of
all the rides here.
They do all sorts of
do
things.
that?
Yeah, they're not getting their steps in today. They're riding everywhere. Anyway, Joe and Swazi, what are you up to now?
All we're trying to do is not fall off.
Swazi, terrified.
I'm very
Absolutely terrified.
You know when you thought it was a good idea, but now you're not too sure.
Anyway,
But Happy New Year, so
Happy New Year, Moto Stunts International.
Oh, we might do a stunt.
No stunts this end. Right, Tony, best of luck, mate. Thank you so much. We love having you.
This has been our wheelie, okay? So thanks very much, guys. 2024 London New Year's Day Parade. Hey.
You know what? I think they were just about to do that stunt jump, and they didn't want to see what happened afterwards. I wonder if we were going back to Joe and
Yeah, let's
Swazi
see if
ever
we can
again.
get video of that,
I do hope we
please.
will. Now as that band goes around the Waterloo Place turn there into Cockspur Street and then on to have a beady eye on from Nelson. Actually, that's the Southmore band. There's Adam Mewhorter there, the director of Southmore from Oklahoma. And Southmore band making its third appearance at London's New Year's Day Parade. Southmore High School Sabercat marching band. Quite a history for Southmore and London's New Year's Day Parade, because the very first time they were going to come, just before they came, their entire town was blown away by a tornado, and they had to rebuild. And the thought of coming to London and having the achievement of coming to London was what brought the community together and helped to rebuild the whole of Southmore, Oklahoma.
And you know, sometimes you need something like that to bring a community together, and for the school and the marching band to be that catalyst for everyone is really very, very special. And you know, they called the school their home.
Just a word about Adam Mewhorter too, the director of that Southmore band. I mean, he's a much acclaimed band director, having won the National Federation of High Schools Heart of the Arts Award recently, just this year.
And that is no small honor.
It's a big honor to get.
Very big honor.
A very inspirational band director.
And you know, all of their families are involved. They have a website even for the band parents. And you know, it does bear mentioning that we've got a lot of kids, teenagers, etc. in today's parade, and they're not just coming over, their families are coming over, their grandparents are coming over, their siblings are coming over, and they are now all part of the London New Year's Day Parade tradition.
Absolutely so. There we have Trafalgar Square.
And look at all of those happy waving faces.
They're having
We're
a great
waving
time
back
there.
to you guys.
Well, they're seeing themselves on the big screen there, I think, and so they reckon that they might. There we go. Well, they're having fun. That's the important thing. There's all those minis, the old minis, not the new ones, the sort that used to cost £412 back in the 1960s.
These minis are so small. I was telling you earlier, Bob, my mother tried to take one over to America when she was living over there, and it was frankly too small for American roads, and they wouldn't let her.
I can well understand it, having done some driving in America over my...
You've probably done more driving in America than I have.
That'll be the London and Surrey Mini Owners Club, who are going to be... They're pretty much bringing up the rear of the parade this year, so we've nearly seen everything now out of the start, and so everybody is now more or less making their way along the parade
Now
route.
let's see, is that actually Joe, but in a motorcycle helmet? Nah.
Well, you don't know, do you, really? It could be Joe. No, mind you, Swazi's bailed, obviously. Chinese dragons again.
And as you can see, they're now just passing Downing Street home to the Prime Minister, 10 Downing Street. I'm sure all of our British people know that, but maybe not people around the world.
Absolutely not. It's part of the entry from all of the Queen's horses.
Yes, we're getting some cheeky waves from their riders there.
Just making that turn to go down Whitehall, going past Horse Guards Parade, where they'll see some somewhat differently dressed horses there, I think, standing guard outside outside of Horse Guards. Look at those phenomenal crowds. Thank goodness for cell phones, otherwise what would they see at the back there?
Well, that is so true, and as you can see, it is just packed on these London streets. We have thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people out here today.
Yellow thing in the middle.
And here comes our next marching band running into the arena. They'll be set in just a few minutes. That looks a bit like that looks a little bit like Thomas the Tank Engine there, which is Harrow saving the planet. Harrow, one of the most frequent winners of prizes in London's New Year's Day parade. Always put out something really, really good and entertaining. So I look forward to seeing that a bit later on if we get a glimpse of it down here in the performance arena.
And you know, it really is a competition with these boroughs. Each one of them really does want to come in first. And of course, there is that big cash prize that goes straight to charity. It's so important to remember.
Yep, the charity chosen by the Civic Mayor of the Year. So this is the Southmore High School Sabercat Marching Band, just getting ready to give its finale performance for London's New Year's Day Parade 2024.
Well done, Southmore High School Sabercat Marching Band, each with a Union Jack attached to themselves, by the way. I love that representation. I think that Joe and Swazi may have caught themselves a dragon along the route.
Oh.
Now, we have to pray for their safety.
Quad bikes, dragons. I mean, yes, we do
they
have to
just
pray
put
for their
themselves in the
safety.
danger. What can I say? Joe and Swazi, take it away.
And we've just had Sabercats. Oh, I don't know. There we go.
Swazi, this gets better.
You know what? It's not as dangerous as being on the back of the bike, but now we're on the top deck, so I'm happy.
This is much more me, much more sedate. We're on the top of the London Chinatown Chinese Association double-decker bus. It's amazing.
It is amazing, and the views from here are incredible. You can see the crowds all the way through. You can see all the different acts. I mean, up here, it is a joy.
It is, you know, this is a one-off experience. I think I want to do this every year,
Yeah, I
Swazi.
know. I don't think I'm going to get off, Joe.
But I think we've got to. So let's go jump off
Right,
and carry on doing the route.
Let's go.
Well, thank you, Joe and Swazi. We're looking forward to seeing them down here too. But, you know, I'm getting very worried about you and your fitness. We'll talk about that in a minute. Who's this?
This is the pride of Putnam High School, the Pirates from Oklahoma City. Wonderful.
That was great.
Under the direction of Colin Waddell, Jeremy Scott, Joel Deerdorf, and Ryan Kiker. It's the Putnam City High School.
And there was me expecting Oklahoma, and I was going to sing along, but never mind, I prefer that.
I'm
Land
sure
of
they
a
know
Thousand
how to play
Dances.
it.
Absolutely
I'm
fantastic.
sure they
Well,
know
I
how
know
to
they
play
do. And let me just tell everybody that if you want to see more of the Putnam City schools, their orchestras and their concert bands, then turn up to St John Smith Square tomorrow night, Tuesday the 2nd of January, where at 7:30 p.m. they'll be giving a terrific concert, and you hear more of their great music. Putnam City bands. Now, as they disappear into the distance, we're just going to hope that Joe and Schwazi are listening to me. I tell them to get off vehicles and start getting their steps in today.
They
Otherwise,
really need to.
it's
They've
not-
been,
it's
I
just
mean,
not
dare
good.
I say it, lazy.
Yeah, well,
They need to put on those special shoes. and just
those Kango
bounce
jumpy
down.
things. There you go. That would work.
It really would.
Now, this is obviously going to be a very successful borough entry because it looks so spectacular, reminiscent of the Notting Hill Carnival.
Indeed.
And it looks
Look at how
pretty
beautiful
fantastic.
and
I wonder who it.
impressive that
I've got a
is.
hunch that might be the host borough of the City of Westminster's entry. Anyway, we'll see more of that later on.
They've got 30 years of experience performing in major international stunts. So there they go. Oh my God.
Uh-oh, I can hear motorbikes revving up somewhere.
I can too.
Now, what time are we? We're 2 o'clock. So we're 14 hours into the new year and 14 hours and 1 minute.
Happy
and
New Year,
we've
Mr.
got,
Parade.
Thank you very much indeed. Happy New Year to you, Daisy Tormé. It's so nice to have you here again.
It is fantastic to be here. I wouldn't be anywhere else.
It's gonna be on.
Oh, I know who this is. We'll see them in a minute, that's for sure. But let's see a moto stunt or two. I'm glad that Joe's got off.
These guys, I'm sure they can park a car within a centimeter of its life.
I wonder if they're going to do any jumps today. It terrifies me,
Sure
quite
they
honestly.
will. They've had decades of delighting audiences, young and old. They perform all over the world. They even hold a couple of world records, Bob. Did you know that?
I did not know that. But this worries me a little bit now. I think somebody is going to be doing a jump here, and I think that's going to be a little bit frightening. But they are professional. You just comfort
Indeed
yourself
they
with
are,
that.
and they are riling up the crowd. I can tell you, we can hear it in here.
And this is my message to our insurance underwriters. They are professional. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't try this at home, folks.
It's gonna be on. Yeah.
I imagine this is a record for them as far as audience attendance goes. I'm
They
sure
do
it
do
is.
big events, but I have a hunch this might be about their
I'm
biggest.
sure it is.
When she's born in London, I think we keep going, folks.
Actually, that group holds an awful lot of prestigious world records, including jumping over 118 people. I wouldn't want to be the 118th. I'd sort of go
would
for
I,
number
but
one
they
or number
also
two.
went through 25 walls of fire, and I wouldn't want to do that either.
That sounds even more frightening. So there we go. But
They've got nerves of steel.
They do indeed. Crowd pleasers, though. Everybody
yes.
loves them at London's New Year's Day parade. Everybody trying to find something to stand on to get a better view of the parade. That's because there's so many people out there watching today. That
Now
looks
that
like,
lion looked a bit like the Team GB lion during the Olympics.
You think so?
It was very reminiscent.
Oh, that's the Sutton entry, because I can see there
It is Sutton Rocks.
Christine, yep, who puts the entry together for Sutton every year and has raised huge amounts of money for charity. And young Christine there was recently awarded an MBE, Member of the British Empire, for her efforts in the London Parade for the London Borough of Sutton and for the Gary Mason Charities.
And again, that is no small honor. That is a very, very big honor.
Getting a glimpse there of University High School Titan Regiment from Orlando, or just outside Orlando in Florida, of course. We have really brought Florida to London today, I think. But
we
anyway,
really have, but I have to say, I know we have some California coming up.
We do indeed.
We've got bands from all over the United States, but clearly someone's been whispering in Florida saying, guess where I'm going?
Well, you see.
And then the next guy says, well, hang on, I want to get on that,
How right you
on
are.
that plane.
And we had the very enthusiastic John Seaver with us earlier in the show.
We did.
He's from Florida, and that probably explains why. Anyway, who we got coming in now? I think we have got the Lake Norman High School Wildcat Band all the way from Mooresville, North Carolina.
That's right. Go Wildcats.
Well, there we go then with the Lake Norman High School Wildcat Band. They certainly got a big cheer from the crowd for that rendition of Dancing Queen, of course, one of ABBA's greatest songs. And of course you can catch ABBA in Hollowford.
That's right.
Down in the East End of London right now in their own specially built arena. It's a good show, actually. I went to see it last
I've heard
Christmas.
it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And, you know, Bob, by the end of the parade, it's going to be nothing but confetti out there. It's getting more and more colorful
It is
with
indeed.
every band that comes through.
How right you are.
It's just getting more joyful.
Just want a quick word about this band because this is the second time they've been with us in London under the direction of their terrifically charismatic band director, Christopher Brown. And they were fabulous last time, and they've been fabulous this time. And they've had to labour under a few difficulties of not having all their own instrumentation, which didn't arrive from the States. But Huntsville were very generous to them and gave them some musical instruments so that everybody could play something
Isn't
in
that
the parade.
fantastic?
And it didn't sound like anything was right. It just sounded absolutely
really
perfect. So
didn't.
well done, Lake
And,
Norman.
you know,
I think you were great.
Honestly, that just shows that this is really all a big London New Year's Day parade family.
Yes, it is.
You know, if someone
Absolutely
needs some help, you get the help you need.
Spoken within their group. This is their first time.
I think that's the Blocafogo Samba Band coming down there,
It certainly looks like it.
reaching Piccadilly Circus, which means that they should be here with us in around about 45 minutes, something like that. Don't put your watch on that.
I'm putting you on
Don't
timer,
set your
Bob.
watch there.
You
Yeah,
know what
well,
I'm like.
Yeah. Now these Samba girls, they were out this morning.
Yes.
At crack of dawn, or
Yep.
actually before dawn, and I don't think they've been dressed since, so I hate to think how warm or cold.
Not only that, but many of them in heels.
I know.
And let me tell you, that isn't easy just for one block of a city street, let alone an entire parade route, dancing and keeping a crowd
absolutely take your word for it, because I, of course, would have no idea whatsoever.
I promise you. I speak the truth.
Here's that London Borough of Sutton float again with Christine Lindsay there. And they're good.
And indeed, they are dancing in the street. So much fun. Sutton, which means South Village, and another one of these extremely historic parts of London, extremely old.
And here we are, and here we are, and here we go. All aboard, and we're ready to go. Oh, rocking all over the world. Giddy up, get away. All aboard, and we're ready to go. Oh, rocking all over the world.
All right. Well, Sutton are really trying very, very hard to get back into those first three places this year, aren't they?
They certainly are, but as you were saying, so many famous musicians from there.
Yep, Jeff Beck, Eric Clapton, Jimmy Page, Peter Green, Yardbirds, Cream, Fleetwood Mac, of course, their groups. And of course, as I said earlier, the Red Lion in Sutton was the location for the Rolling Stones' first paid gig. Can you believe that?
Oh, to have been a fly on the wall back then.
Anyway, as they make their way out of the arena, I think we're going to go and see what those two friends of ours up in the parade route have got up to.
What kind of trouble are Joe and Swazi
I don't know. What kind of vehicle have they found to purloin now to help them down?
You know they have.
Anyway, let's see what they're up to if we can.
We've not only gone and found Mr. Bean for this year's London New Year's Day Parade. Hello, Mr. Bean.
Hello, Bean.
Happy New Year. How are you finding the parade?
Lots of happy people.
Happy people.
What? Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. I mean, it's not often we have Mr. Bean in the mini, is it really? It's pretty cool.
Mr. Bean, are you enjoying this, or are you being a bit of a Scrooge?
Love it.
Loving it.
Love it.
Loving it. We love that. Thank you for coming.
Thanks, Mr.
Happy
Bean.
New Year.
What's Rowan Atkinson doing there? I have no idea.
I'll tell you, for a lot of Americans watching, certainly, that is about as British as it gets. You know, a mini with Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean, absolutely,
yes.
yeah. He's still very good, though, after all, after all these years.
It holds up beautifully, as do these minis. I mean, they're gorgeous.
Yeah, minivan there, look. Minis came in all shapes and forms. Vans, pickups, mokes, every conceivable thing. Quick look at all the Queen's horses here. We were talking about them earlier on.
Now, one of them, I think, is wearing a hat that literally has a ship on it. I don't know if we'll see it or not, but keep your eyes open, because they don't mess around. They really dress up. Look how beautiful. Everything from medieval dress all the way on up.
Wow, wow, wow. And the horses, of
the young and old,
have been part
alike.
of the New Year's Day Parade since 2012. It was an idea created by Caroline Marsh, and they've been invited, of course, back here again.
And of course, I see some side saddle riding going on up here too.
A firm favourite.
All kinds, all breeds of horses you can possibly imagine. And all of this brought together by the wonderful Caroline Marsh, whose idea this was many, many years ago. Called it All the Queen's Horses in honour of the late Queen, who of course was passionate about everything equine.
Absolutely.
And they've continued with the tradition in the late Queen's honour of calling it All the Queen's Horses. And really quite spectacular. Look at some of the decoration, costume and care and attention that's got into the making these into almost carnival horses. It's really quite lovely. And there's some apprentice jockeys by the looks of it.
Yes, so much care and work goes into the preparations for a day like today.
Absolutely so. And I do need to stress, once again, because I think it's terribly important, that these horses and the owners of these horses and the riders of these horses love these animals enormously, and these animals want to be here.
Oh, they do. And they're used to the attention and the cheering and the clapping and indeed the drumming. They're all used to it, and none of them are frightened. They're happy to be here, for sure.
And then we're getting a quick glimpse of what's to come with the borough entry from the London Borough of Brent, who have been previous winners of the London competition in previous years, and I think they look like they're going to be good contenders this year as well.
It looks like it.
I think very soon now we're going to be getting another marching band, which is something I've been looking forward to, this particular marching band, very much, coming into the arena from Buford, or from Georgia. Meanwhile, this must be part of another borough entry, and we'll find out which in a short while. I think it's looking pretty spectacular to me, though.
It's all looking spectacular. And to twirl all the way down this route. Incredible.
Quick look at Bloca Fogo again, I believe. Bloca Fogo Samba band with some samba dancers behind them, of course. And the London School of Samba here, just reaching the halfway point in the parade at the Waterloo Place, the Sofitel Hotel, the Crimean War Memorial, and of course just a little bit past that, the Duke of York statue that we were talking about at the beginning of the show.
Indeed, the grand old Duke of York, for those of you that know the nursery rhyme, he had 10,000 men.
And he rode them up to the top of the hill.
That here.
And he marched them down again.
Yeah.
And here we have the Buford Band of Wolves, just getting into formation before they perform. Werewolves in London, I think.
Yep.
There they go, the Buford Band of Wolves, under the direction of Eric Mason. Eric is a great band director. May be able to join us briefly for a few moments here in the studio, but if not, you need to know that he has brought 3 different high school groups here to London in his time, and he just thinks it's the greatest thing that he could possibly do for his band programs.
And look how joyful they are to be here. It really brings a smile to my face when I see the smiles on all of their faces.
I think they've had a wonderful week with us here. And now, this is a group to reckon with. The Disco Amigos from New Orleans, Louisiana. That's really quite a frightening thought. But we'll be seeing a little bit more of them in a short while. But actually, very, very luckily, we have got Eric Mason just made it into the studio here. So
perfect time. Well, of course he'd have perfect timing.
We'd like to think so.
Of course he would.
And so just before the Chinese come down and we can have a really good look at them, we'll try and grab just a moment having a word with Eric, if we can get him sitting down here next to me in the studio. But there they come. They're starting to come in, the dragons, and I think we'll get the lions rather next, and then the pandas, and away we go. But they're going to be around for a while. So if we can, why don't we just have a very, very quick chat to Eric Mason. Those of you who are watching us on American Public Television, PBS right now, might remember seeing Eric on our preview show for London's New Year's Day Parade 2024, because we featured Eric's work with the Buford Band and saw them preparing. So here we are. We're very, very lucky to have Eric Mason, director of the Buford High School Band. Eric, you've just completed the parade route. You've just run off the streets to join us here in the studio. So I suppose the obvious question is, how was it for you, and perhaps more importantly, for your students?
You know, this is number 5 for me and number 1 for them, and I will tell you that it never ever gets old. You turn that first corner and it's like the first time. The kids were so excited. They had such a great time. Crowd response was fantastic. Everybody seemed to love it. Kids held up pretty well. Weather held off for us. What more could we ask for?
Well, yeah, we're very lucky with the weather, but you know, the old the umbrella trick, we'll talk about that in a while perhaps. But anyway, you say this is your 5th time you've been here, but of course it's 3 different bands that you've brought, as I was just saying to Daisy before you came in. Now, how important has taking part in London's New Year's Day Parade been to those 3 bands that you've brought here?
It's hard to put into words, to be very honest with you, and we were talking about this with the parents that walk down the street with us. I don't know why everyone in the world who has the ability in a great program doesn't come do something like this, because it is a once-in-a-lifetime thing for these students, and it brings them together in a way that nothing else can. We do all sorts of concerts and parades and competitions, and this is the cement that holds these bands together.
Would you say it's a life-changing experience for these kids?
There's no question that it is, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, you know, what we do really owe is a huge debt of gratitude to you and all the other band directors here, because we saw on that preview show the enormous amount of hard work and dedication that goes in to making this happen. So on behalf of London's New Year's Day Parade, Eric, we'd like to thank you very much indeed for all that you do for all of your kids that you've brought to London to take part in this event, and we just hope that you get a lot out of it yourself as well.
They certainly did.
Thanks very much,
Thank you so
Eric.
much.
Thank you. So where are we now then, Daisy?
Well, we've got the University High School Titan Regiment from Orange City. Guess where? Florida.
You're kidding.
I'm not kidding.
Is there anybody left in
I
Florida?
don't think there is. And if there is, they're very jealous right now.
Let's see some more fabulous cheerleaders. Let's welcome in the varsity All-American 3. Come on in, guys and girls.
And there we have some more wonderful cheerleaders.
Well, we saw from our 2 friends from Texas who came in to join us a while back from the cheerleader groups just how much they enjoy themselves, and you can see it out there, can't you? They're having fun.
Absolutely. And a little fun fact about cheerleading, I told you earlier, it began in this country with British men. Yes, and look, here we have American women doing this. And we have 4 former presidents, FDR, Eisenhower, Reagan, and indeed George W. Bush.
And this... Lots of Happy New Years. I don't know what happened to their music there. Did it just disappear quickly?
I
don't
think
know.
they're about to start with a different piece of music.
Oh, they're going to do another one. Or do it all over again, perhaps.
Right, let's hear it for the varsity cheerleaders with Proud Mary.
We will find out quickly. Here we go.
Well, there they go.
Let's hear it for the Varsity All-American Cheerleader.
And I think what we need to do for Varsity All-Americans, we know how great they are and everything, and the girls are fantastic, but the choreographers, a word about the choreographers. And this lot, this year, choreographed by Ginger Hauser and Mike Burgess, and a few other people as well, but they're the lead names. And I think a big shout out for Ginger and Mike.
Absolutely, and as our beautiful guests in the studio told us, you know, they don't all practice together until they get here. And so it's really it's got a lot of moving parts, quite literally, to bring together so beautifully and perfectly.
Well, I couldn't do it. That's for sure.
Oh,
and
I think
they
you
do
could,
it really well.
and I think
no.
challenge accepted,
no,
Bob.
No, absolutely not.
Universal Cheerleading.
And here we have a marching band from my home state of California, Northern California, from San Jose. I hail from Southern California, but I love the whole of my state, Bob. I don't discriminate.
And this is a combination of two high school groups, actually.
That's
They're
right.
Just starting out on the parade route. The reason we put the Californian groups as late as we can in the parade is a very simple one, because you're living about 8 hours behind us.
That's absolutely
and
right.
So we want people to see them. And
That's
so
right.
With any luck, they'll be awake.
At 8 o'clock this morning, my phone started going ding, 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 ding with all the Happy New
because it was Happy New Year, 'cause it was
from
midnight
Los
for you.
Angeles.
Absolutely.
That's right. That's right. Of course, I told them I'd been living in the future for 8 hours already. So.
Welcome to the city of Westminster. The city of Westminster. This is the city of Westminster, home to significant landmarks such as the House of Parliament, Buckingham Palace, Westminster Abbey, Whitehall, where we are, of course, and also home, of course, to the London New Year's Day parade route. This year they're celebrating the work of Westminster City Council in their community, in the efforts that they are working to tackle climate change. And they've got lead on the soul band with Imagination, who sold over 30 million albums and has 3 top 10 hits in the UK, with focus often on humanity of the climate crisis. Their mayor is Patricia McAllister. The next area for the London Borough, hosting a day for London New Year's Day parade. It is the city of Westminster. Now this is they made their way out of the arena. We've got a view here.
Well, there's lots more still to come. I can see there we've got the Devlin High School Marching Band from Colorado.
Yes, we do. With those pre-match jitters you were telling us
yes,
about
just
a little
starting
earlier.
to get a little bit nervous.
All that excitement
And there we
building
have
up.
a guardsman balloon that's being carried by Somerset College Preparatory Academy. They are going to be performing in that London International Choral Festival Gala Finale concert tomorrow night at Cadogan Hall. Starts at 7:30. I think it's a sellout, but there might be a few tickets remaining. And I can tell you it's going to be a brilliant concert. And the only downside about it is I'm hosting it, but never mind, Daisy.
That's the icing on the cake, Mr. Parade.
So, what do you think of Rachel?
The
She's
beautiful
fantastic, isn't
Rachel
it?
O'Connor, and of course she sang our theme at the beginning.
She sang the anthem, London
Yes.
United, which was specially written for London's New Year's Day parade, and she did that brilliantly well at the beginning, launched the whole thing 2 hours
sure
and
did.
31 minutes ago.
You know, and that's a big thing to start off something like this. You're setting the tone, you're getting the crowd excited, and she has done it beautifully both at the very beginning of the parade and just now. We can feel the excitement behind us. And you know what, Bob, with every single act, I think anyway, it's just building and building.
I
don't
think
you?
it is. I agree with you completely. This is going to help build it even further. A wonderful band from Illinois coming to London for the very first time, the Carl Sandburg High School Marching Eagles. Whoa, fantastic. Carl Sandburg High School Marching Eagles with another rendition of Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting, Elton John. Absolutely terrific
Making
there.
Illinois proud.
Director Stuart Bailey, I do hope they'll come back because they were really, really good. And look at the joy and the happiness on the kids' faces as they run out of our finale arena there. Absolutely terrific.
It really is a joyful day. We're not exaggerating when we say it's just pure joy out there.
Completely outside the regular school day. Our mates, thank you very much for being part of London.
Off go Carl Sandburg, but I don't think it's going to be long before they're replaced by yet another superb marching band. But first of all, we've got a balloon, and this is the balloon that is being handled by the choir of the group that's about to perform as a marching band. The choir is another one of those great choirs that's going to be performing tomorrow evening at Cadogan Hall in the London International Choral Festival Grand Finale concert, and so don't miss that at all. You can watch it online anyway, even if you can't get a ticket for it. Absolutely wonderful concert tomorrow 7:30 at the Cadogan Hall. But racing into the arena now is the marching band from University High School, the Titan Regiment, and they're under the direction of Jared Koskowski, and an absolutely superb marching band. Just wait till you hear them giving their performance of Fat Bottom Girls. There you go. And a lovely Happy New Year from University High School Titan Regiment from Florida. Yet another of our Floridian bands that is making sure that there is nobody around in Florida at all at the moment. Jared Kiskowski, their director, he's been to London Parade before, but with a different band, but absolutely fantastic. That group actually, incidentally, made its television debut on the local Fox 35 news station during Super Bowl on Sunday, February the 12th, 2023. Terrific group. But right now, we just got to celebrate that wonderful performance by the singer of our anthem, Rachel O'Connor. So, Daisy, where is Rachel?
Rachel, welcome and Happy New Year and well done.
Well, thank you. Happy New Year to you both as well. Thank you.
You've had a couple of roles today. I mean, the first thing is that you really kicked off the party in style. Is that a little daunting for you? Do you have any sort of pre-match rituals before getting a crowd really into something like this?
I mean, I guess I was a bit scared. I just had no idea what to expect, but as soon as I got out onto the street and, you know, everyone was really friendly and enthusiastic and everyone was spurring me on, and there was actually an Irish lady at the side of the street and she was like, hi, and she turns out she doesn't live that far from me.
Is that right? So you had a little bit of home, which is lovely.
Yeah, the side of the street.
Always nice.
But no, everyone's enthusiasm really got me through it. So
well,
it's great.
Everyone is so enthusiastic to have you here, and I think that is one of the things about the London New Year's Day Parade. Almost wherever you're from in the world, you can find a neighbor somewhere in this crowd.
Literally, yeah, you can.
And then you come here and you're performing your song.
Yeah.
And is that any different than starting off? Do you have a slightly different feeling because now the parade is underway? And
yeah, I mean, I guess it's a bit more relaxed, you know.
Sure.
When you're kicking it off, it was like, oh, here we go. And, you know, I've enjoyed the day and the lovely food vendors, and I've had a great time, and my friends are here. So I was a bit more relaxed. Well, I think I was a bit more relaxed while I was doing my own song.
Well, you did such a beautiful job, and the entire crowd was so into it. I'm just wondering, I know that you've performed with Duran Duran, which is one of my high school hero bands. I'm dating myself there, but I don't care. I'm wondering if performing with them sort of gave you that little extra bit of experience in front of like arena-sized crowds, because by the time you get through all of this is hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah, I think I mean, obviously working with Duran Duran, I'm learning so much from them, and they sell out 20,000 seater arenas every night, and it's very different doing it here because I don't see everyone, you know, in the audience here,
right.
and the people watching online and on the TV. So you kind of forget about that. So in a way, it's slightly easier, but still very nerve-wracking.
Well, you handled it like a champion, Rachel O'Connor. We're so happy to have you here. Happy New Year.
Thank you very much, Rachel. Thanks ever so much. And now we're going to go and see what those two individuals, let's call them that for now, shall we? What Joe and Swazi are up to. I think they're with DJ Bedelia now on the rave bus, whatever that may be. So where are you, Joe and Swazi? What are you up to now?
Right, Joe, we're raving it up with Dr. Amos in the house!
Incredible, this is an incredible day. This is an amazing event, I love it.
Love it. Well, Happy New Year, first of all.
Happy New Year.
I'll be honest, Swazi, I feel too old to be on this bus. There's a different energy here. But I've got Miss England here as well, is that right?
Hello! Nice to meet you.
How are you enjoying it?
I'm having the best time. What a way to start the new year.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Hey, so I don't know if you can see on the camera, but we've got a lot of people around us right now.
And can we give a massive shout out to DJ Bedelia as well? Has he been spinning the tunes?
The tunes have been amazing.
Yeah.
Old school, early noise. I know that you love it. Yeah.
Everyone, massive thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And enjoy the rest of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Swazi. I shudder to think what you might be doing next time we go and see you, but never mind.
They're having the best time of all out there, I'm telling you.
They do seem to be. They're keeping warm anyway.
Yes.
That's good. That's good to know. The London School of Dole is actually, that you just saw a glimpse of the back end of them. That is going to be our finale act in the parade this year. So we know that we're getting relatively near the end. Although we have got 50 minutes of fun and games to go yet in the parade. A number of terrific marching bands still to come, and all sorts of things, as well as a couple of London boroughs and some really really spectacular and entertaining music and dance.
Oh, yes, we do. We've got some excitement. It just gets better and better and better. It starts off at the top and it just stays right there.
Another band goes around the corner at Piccadilly Circus, and that must be pretty much, yes, that is indeed. That's the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga Marching Mocks, and they are going to be the finale band this year from the United States of America, whereas I said the Dole drummers will come after that. So we are nearing the end of this fantastic celebration of London's New Year's Day 2024. What a way to do it.
What a way indeed.
All those crowds still staying there. Well, why wouldn't they? Because the entertainment that's on offer is so good for them. There's an awful lot of Union Jacks being waved there. Still, that's good to see. Very patriotic.
Over 1,000 students from over 125 schools have got this 10th program. Let's welcome them to the London New Year's Day Parade.
Right, coming into the arena now and just starting to perform for us, we have the Tri-City Corps Royal Regiment.
And the Tri-City Band there. Not from a high school, by the way. This is, a lot of people know the Tri-State area on the east coast of the United States. This is the Tri-City Band, bringing together high school students from the Bay Area cities up near San Francisco, and letting these kids come together and play in a band because maybe they don't have a band at their high school, and they want to all come together and be able to play wonderful music and travel all the way across the world to London. Who wouldn't?
Who wouldn't? How right you are. And I mean, they are very, very good. When you can, and there's well over 1,000 students from 125 schools across the 10 programs that make up that Tri-Cities band. So Harrison Cheng deserves great congratulations for devoting his life's work so far to getting all those kids together and giving them the opportunities.
Absolutely. And you know, from December through May, they have a whole special needs percussion regiment, which makes them even more lovely and totally
They're very, very good. Now, this is something very interesting. This will warm the cockles of any cyclist heart. The veteran cycle club. I'm only slightly disappointed there's no penny farthings there for anybody to fall off this year. But no, seriously though, it's an active display of a variety of antique and vintage bikes, trikes, tandems and combinations, ranging in date, would you believe, Daisy, from the 1880s right up to the 2000s. Now, this Well, what can you say?
I mean, I was dancing along, I'm not going to lie.
So the Disco Amigos of New Orleans, under the direction of Kerry Pakuka, Kathy Maynard and Tony Dennis. It's actually two groups, one from New Orleans and one from Birmingham, Alabama. They come together under the global title Disco Amigos. They're part of a Mardi Gras tradition of Carnival crew.
Exactly,
And I think as they've gone along the parade route, they've been handing out to the crowd.
I think they have. They've been handing out the traditional Mardi Gras beads. So if you got some purple, gold, or green beads, that is a tradition on Fat Tuesday, which in this country is called Pancake Day.
Or Shrove Tuesday.
Well, there's that too.
I like it pancake done.
Me too.
Corinth Holders High School Marching Band next into the arena to entertain us all. Holders High School Marching Bands under the direction of Olivia Spell, making their very first appearance, London's New Year's Day Parade.
Yep, I'm playing on Broadway. Of course, Broadway, the iconic theater part of New York City, and how fantastic for these kids to be able to come to London and see the West End of London.
I'm going to say, is that the one that's nearly as good as the West End?
Listen, it's the original and best. It's the original
no, the West End
and best.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, you know, how fabulous for them to be able to come and see these beautiful historic theaters that we have here, as well as all of the amazing architecture and columns, and just everything here is just dripping in history.
Couldn't agree with you more. Here we have the London School of Dole and Royal Bhangra dancers. They're going to be great. There's so much. I mean, we were talking about rhythm earlier, and we were talking about that reverberating sound through London throughout the whole of New Year's Day afternoon.
Absolutely.
They are the absolute, epitome of that, the zenith.
No question about that.
In the arena now, we have the London Borough of Brent, I think.
We do. The theme they have this year is the world in our city, as you can see. And Brent is home to about 350,000 Londoners. It boasts Wembley Stadium, of course. It's the second most diverse borough in the whole of the UK.
I had no idea.
Yeah. 149 languages spoken in Brent alone. How amazing is that? The world comes to London.
For the home, of course, of Wembley Stadium, the country's largest stadium by capacity. And they have hoped to paint a fantastic canvas that paints the rich tapestry of cultures that make London and Brent such an amazing place. They want to make it feel like it's a big colourful party that represents the world. Think of the British flag as this big welcoming umbrella. It's not just a symbol, it's a beacon of hope and opportunity for so many people. They're celebrating everything from the Chelsea Flower Show to the lovely gardens with the Hinduja and Aboriginal culture as well. And they're ending with the big firework dances, a magical finale celebrating all the wonders of Brent in the heart of the big old city of London. Congratulations and thank you for being here. Happy New Year. The London Borough of Brent.
There you see the Mayor of Brent, Mayoress of Brent, obviously very proud of their entry. And they're going to be...
The artistry of these costumes.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of work on
really
There's a lot
incredible.
of work on into that. I think they're very anxious to win a prize. I would bet you that.
Yes, they all are. It's very competitive.
There's our
There's our
old drummers
drums.
again and Bhangra dancers. But right now we have in front of us another marching band. This one from Georgia, Grayson High School Marching Rams. Wow, the Grayson High School Marching Rams under the direction of Jonathan Ansell. And they're from Loganville, Georgia, which isn't a million miles from Atlanta. First time they've... Well, nowhere is it these days?
Well, quite.
And first time they've been to London, did a terrific version there of Take On Me. And what do you think?
They've been having so much fun. I was checking out their Facebook page a little bit earlier, and they have like a official countdown, or they did, to coming to London. This has been something they've been so looking forward to, and you can tell not only on their faces, but you know, if we were outside, we would be able to hear it in the way that they're playing their music. You can tell when people are joyful.
Well, that's been one of the highlights for me today, just seeing the faces of the kids as they've come off the parade route. They've just finished their thing. Like, wow, didn't I do well?
Absolutely.
You know?
that sort of burst of adrenaline and pride in what you do, and they immediately start waving to the crowd, who is so happy to wave.
And I guarantee they're saying to some of our staff down there, they're saying at the end, can I go back and do it again, please?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And we say, come back next year.
That's it. That's the thing to do.
So we're moving along now towards the conclusion of the parade, but we've still got 35 minutes more fun to come.
And
I wonder if dear old Rishi's come out, Mr. Sunak, our Prime Minister, to come and see us yet.
Come on.
Come on, Rishi, there's fun out here.
London's New Year's Day parade. Give it up for Matt Green.
There you go, you can see a great shot down Whitehall. They're still absolutely rammed with people. People climbed on top of, I don't know how legal that is, but never mind, they climbed on top of the walls there to try and
this parade
get a half-decent view of things. So
hundreds
really
of thousands of people on the streets, and then of course millions on television and streaming worldwide.
Just to remind you, nearly 340 million people around the world, or actually 340 million households.
That's right, households. And so, you know, I reckon that's about 1 billion people that
who we got here?
We can grace with our New Year's joy.
We have got the rave bus of DJ Baylor that Schwazi and Joe were on a short while back, and I think we're going to get a rap, actually. We're going to get a rap from, well, who's giving us the rap now? Somebody who's quite well known, as I was told. You can tell I'm not really a rap person, but I understand this guy's really, really...
Well, I know DJ Badali is up there, isn't he?
He is indeed.
Who, of course, for people who don't know, is a doctor, and with the NHS here in Britain, and started doing videos during COVID and just keeping people's spirits up.
Certainly did.
And it has spiraled into a fantastic second career.
Anyway, DJ Bedelia and the rave bus has obviously gone through, and now we have a Californian band. Make you feel at home, Daisy.
Here we go, Marietta All-Star Marching Band. a marching band from the neighboring county of Riverside. I live in LA County. They are down there in the general neck of the woods, so I'm very happy
What do they
to see
call Riverside? Is that the Inland Kingdom or something? Do they call it there?
You're thinking of the Inland Empire.
Empire. That's
yes,
it, yeah.
look at you.
Well, even better than a kingdom, an empire. My goodness gracious me. Anyway, Marietta All-Star Marching Band under the direction of the excellent Daniel Greenberg, who came here back in 2020 with his own high school marching band. This time, an all-star band from all three of the Marietta high schools. Land of 1,000 Dances. That was really good.
Wonderful.
We got the Oak Grove and Independence High School band coming up fairly soon. And yes, I think they're just about ready to come through into the arena. The Oak Grove and Independence High School bands, joint bands, as the name implies, Oak Grove High School and Independence High School.
That's right. Representing the Eagles and the Sixers.
Thank you very much. Oak Grove High School with excellent direction of Chris Mora, a long-term friend of ours at London's New Year's Day Parade, and Ken Ponticelli, a wonderful character with the Independence Band. But before that, we're having a quick look at the entry from the London Borough of Barnet, and there's the Mayor of Barnet walking along with the entry. What's that entry all about this year, Daisy? Do we know?
Barnet is the borough of fun.
I didn't know that.
Yes, if you want to have some fun, that's where you want to go.
Okay.
It's also home.
I'm off to Barnet.
I think certainly when a lot of Americans come to England, they expect to see buildings like the Globe and things like how Liberty is built. Barnet is actually home to the oldest timber-framed building in England, twinned with cities across the globe. Of course, on the road from St Albans to London, which is sort of what put it on the map, quite literally.
How right you are. And here we have the Panache Steel Orchestra. Now, this is a very, very special steel orchestra. They're prize winners at the Notting Hill Carnival, which really means something because they have some of the finest steel bands in the world.
Only a year older than me. At Mosley High School in Harrow.
Anyone eligible to join, doesn't matter your experience, your eligibility, everyone is welcome.
Now that's a lovely sound to hear on a cold winter's day in London, isn't it? It takes you to sort of fluttering palm trees.
Warms you up on the inside, doesn't
rather
it?
wonderful, yeah, absolutely.
I know my mother has a very soft spot in her heart for steel bands, so I know she'll be enjoying this.
Now here we have the Oak Grove and the Independence All-Stars coming into the arena now, ready to give their finale performance at London's New Year's Day Parade 2024.
It's been a long journey, culminating in this fantastic performance.
Absolutely. Right, California, all yours.
Fantastic. Well done, San Jose, California. Good
the amazing
job.
sounds of Independence High School performing with Oak Grove Independence All-Stars. Thank you very much.
You know, it's rather good. They're two distinct high schools there, as you can tell by the uniforms.
Yes.
But they kind of work, don't they, those two uniforms together?
Absolutely. Yep.
Well, there went Chris Mora back in the foreground there, just disappearing out of the arena.
And of course, like a lot of these kids, first of all, these two bands coming together instantly make more friends, but then you come to London and you make thousands of more friends.
But that's what it's
just
all about,
being
isn't it?
in
Yep,
this
yep, yep.
fantastic show.
Well, you know, our very good friend and patron, Steve Summers, the chairman of the London Mayor's Association, always says, when you come to London, we're going to make you Londoners for a week. And that makes them think, oh, that's really nice. That's rather neat. I like that idea.
It is really nice.
Yeah.
And you know, it's really true.
Yeah.
It's really true. And they're all going to go back feeling like they have a special relationship with this very special city.
And let's hope it starts the habit of a lifetime of going to other places, whether it be London or whether it be Paris or Rome or wherever it might be. There is so much to learn through the joy of travel.
Absolutely.
Uh-oh, here they come. What are these?
It's time.
Oh,
It's
could it be
time.
more
Joe and
cheerleaders?
Swazi have found a new friend. Speaking of friends, Joe and Swazi, let's see your new friend.
And just when I really thought I was short, I'm really short because we've got the tallest member that we've spoken to today. Hello, Sam. How are you? I'm great, thank you. How are you? Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too, guys.
Now, Swazi, I was actually wondering how you going to get the microphone.
I can come down to you guys if that makes life easier.
How's it been so far? Have you enjoyed yourself?
It has been absolutely brilliant. This is my 5th year doing this now, and it's the highlight of my year. Start of the year, it's absolutely fantastic.
Just what kind of view do you get being so high?
It's brilliant. I can see everything. I can see everyone. The vibe here is absolutely incredible, and it's really good being on this.
Amazing. Swazi, just when I thought I was feeling a bit tall next to you today,
Yeah, exactly.
no, someone even taller comes along. But
Love it.
thank you so much, and hopefully see you next year. Happy New Year.
Well, thank you, Joe, and thank you, Swazi. It's, you know, you've been on everything you can be, from mini mogs to DJ buses to you name it. I didn't see you getting on stilts. Still, we'll take that one up later on. Who have we got coming in now then, Daisy? Who's in the arena to give us some entertainment?
We've got some drums going by that are just, I can feel the drumming in my heart as they walk by.
Oh, that was the Bloco Fogo Samba band. They're
really
pretty fantastic.
was. And now we've got Redlands again, my home state of California. Take it away.
And this is the Redlands All-Stars marching band. And there goes more of that confetti.
I'm telling you,
it's soon going to be
raining down on us.
It's becoming more than a carpet now,
Yes.
Redlands All-Stars Marching Band under the direction of Austin Miners, Brandon Hanson and Brian Hollett, another one of these wonderful all-star bands. It's just great when these groups come together to form a band rather than just, coming around.
Yeah, no, there's something really heartwarming about that.
And I thought their performance was absolutely superb. Well done, guys. And I hope that by, where are we now? We're about 3:15 or 3 o'clock, or just after 3 o'clock. So what time is it back home in California?
It would be 7 a.m.
7 a.m. So that's just about time for all their Good Morning California. Hey! Whoa!
And a big roar from the crowd as the cheerleaders, our varsity all-stars, delight them once again. That is our 4th group of cheerleaders. You know, there's over 4 million cheerleaders in the United States, Bob. Over 4 million. These are the luckiest cheerleaders in America right here, getting to come over for London's New Year's Day parade.
So that kind of makes it one for every president. You said there's 4 presidents in it, a million apiece. Anyway, or a million. But, brilliant. Really love them. And
they really love you.
A huge shout out, I think, for Ginger Hauser, Mike Burgess, and all of the terrific staff at Varsity Corporate. They have been doing this with us. This is their 36th year of doing London's New Year's Day Parade. 36 consecutive years.
That is something to be really proud of.
Here we got a new band. Shh. Let's listen. The first time they've been with us, and hope it's not the last. They were terrific, weren't they?
Yes, we hope they come back.
Amazing stuff from
That's the Devlin High School Marching Band under the direction of Matthew Morissette, all coming all the way from Colorado, where it is now only 6 o'clock in the morning. But never mind. Let's hope they've seen it back home, because that was really
high
good.
School in Colorado. Congrats.
Are they really
yes,
number one?
They are. Go Jaguars.
I'm not in the least bit surprised.
Nope.
They also have some singers at that wonderful London International Choral Festival grand finale tomorrow night. So that's something to get really excited about. So now then, we have another guest in the studio. Very, very quickly, if we may, before we see those Aston Martins and things. It's Steve Summers. He's the chairman of the London Mayors Association, and therefore a very important person as far as London's New Year's Day Parade is concerned. You're looking rather splendid today, Steve. How has the parade been for you today?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, it's always amazing. It's brilliant for London, but my goodness me, the crowds. Bob, I don't know how you do, but it gets better every year.
Well, it's nothing to do with me, I assure you. I mean, I have a little bit to do with it, but there's an awful lot of people out there making this happen, and I think it's absolutely brilliant. Not least the phenomenal American marching bands, but also the other people from those 26 nations who are represented here today. Just how important is this event for City of Westminster and for London, actually, London as a whole?
Bob, it's absolutely huge. I mean, obviously it's a great way to celebrate the new year, but it's so much more than that for London. It brings people into London, it showcases London and what to the world and what we have to offer. It's huge for the economy. If it wasn't for an event like this, hotels would be empty, restaurants would be empty, or theatres would be empty. It is absolutely huge. So great event, but it's huge for London.
Well, thank you very much indeed. So you'll be here next year then?
I think so, if you'll have me. I'd love to be here.
Oh, incidentally, how was the carriage ride today?
It was wonderful.
Yeah.
There's nothing quite as good as riding around the streets of London on a horse-drawn carriage.
Seeing as you're no longer a politician, nobody was going to throw a rotten egg at you today, so that was
Everyone was lovely. It's the crowds. People are you're waving at them, you're saying Happy New Year to them, they're engaging with you. It's so wonderful. It's great to be here.
Steve, it's great to have you look after us in your fabulous city. Thank you very much indeed.
Pleasure. Thank you, Bob, and the team.
Thank you, Steve. Well, where are we going now then, Daisy? What's up now?
I think we're going to have a little more music. I know we've got some more dancing coming up. We've got some drumming coming up. This show just gets better and better and better. Like I said, we start at a 10 and we stay at a 10.
Something rather special coming now, I think. What could this be?
I think the crowd's about to get pretty excited for Boys Life.
So what is Boys Life exactly?
Okay, so Boys Life is formed from the pals Keith Duffy and Brian McFadden, from the boy bands Boyzone and Westlife, hence Boys Life. And
Boys Life, not
they
Boys-
say that
okay,
they're
fine.
like an old married couple. They party together, they drink together, they argue, and then they make up and love each other again.
I was wrong. Our band played the wrong song. You're all fired. Everyone, Happy New Year!
Thank you to Keith Duffy and Brian McFadden. Keith Duffy from Boyzone, Brian McFadden from Westlife, now known as Boys Life.
And Happy New Year to them and their beautiful families. I saw a little one there.
Exactly. What
happily waving to the crowd.
Incredible record of success those guys have had.
Incredible.
Because Boyzone had 6 number 1 singles, 16 out of 17 of their first singles made the top 5.
Yep.
Westlife had 15 UK number 1s.
25 million records.
It's absolutely phenomenal. I mean, they were great. They're still good. Well, I say they're still good.
Great.
They'll be great for many years to come.
And how joyful it is to be here.
Absolutely wonderful, don't you think? Haven't you had a good day? I think this has been, I mean, last year was great.
Last year was great.
Last year was the comeback. This year has been absolutely sensational. I think every
Even
single
better.
band, every single act, everything has been absolutely wonderful.
Absolutely. And the boroughs, my gosh, the competition this year.
It's going to be impossible to try and work out who's going
I
to win
don't
there, I think.
envy whoever has to judge that.
Well, you know who's judging it? We pick at random 2 people from every bank of grandstands that we have all the way along the route, and then some of your Americans are going to be sitting over there in that grandstand VIP D making their decision, so goodness knows what's going to happen.
Well, like I said, I don't
Anyway.
envy them the task.
I
because that
don't
is a
envy them the
tough,
task at all.
tough
Anyway, the
choice.
results will be out next Friday and we'll let everybody know. So anyway, we got Joe and Swazi to
We
go
do.
to
They're
now to
with some
find out what they're up to.
cheerleaders.
Hey, Joe, Swazi, where are you?
Well, Swazi, we've certainly got a few people around us now, haven't we?
It's busy!
So, Varsity Chilies, how are you finding it?
It's great. The energy's great. We love it here.
Okay, can we get Happy New Year on 3, okay? 1, 2, 3, Happy New Year!
These guys were founded in 1922.
That is happiness right there.
What can you say?
There's, I can't top it.
I can't top that either. Thank you, Joe Schwazi. Thank you, all those cheerleaders from Varsity. But now let's hear our finale marching band, our last marching band from the United States of America in London's New Year's Day Parade 2024. Who's it going to be?
I believe it is the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga Marching Moccasins, known as the Marching Mocks now.
Oh, is that what? We were having a discussion yesterday. What does mocks mean? So it's moccasins?
Yes.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm
You are so welcome.
I'm glad we find it out. Anyway, here they come. Let's enjoy them.
presenting ceremony, University of Tennessee and Chattanooga, marching lots of the director of band, Randall Coleman, all the way from Tennessee. Thank you very much for being here at London's New Year's Day Parade.
Wonderful. The University of Tennessee at Chattanooga, the Marching Mocs.
Under the direction of Randall Coleman, who has been to this parade on so many occasions I can't count them, with high schools and universities, colleges and all sorts of bands. Wonderful friend of London's New Year's Day Parade. He took over this band with just a very low number, about 50 members back in 2021. You saw it now. It's absolutely huge.
And I'm guessing they just marched off to their fight song, and I love that.
I'm much better. Yeah, they were going to think about doing Pinball Wizard, but their fight song was terrific.
Their fight song was great.
Just the thing. Oh my goodness! You want one of these, Daisy?
Yes, please. I'll take that. I'll take that British Racing Green one any day of the week.
I heard that one of the DB5s, the James Bond DB5, in fact, was worth something like, or sold for, whether worth